術式順天青
Hello everyone, my name is Troy and welcome to Maximum Output Training. Welcome to the first week back to normal programming. So last week we did a deload, got to rest, recover, try to catch up on some sleep, and this week it's back to normal programming. So for this training cycle or mesocycle, however you want to phrase it, we're going to be focusing on high bar pause squats and my competition style bench. So that is pinky on the ring. I feel like after about 9 to 12 weeks, I like to test my competition style grip, just see how far it's coming along, and then I can kind of program for the next meso and macro cycle. And for high bar squats, it's more of still working with the worst variation and working up to my competition style low bar squat. So worst to best, worst to easiest kind of thing. That's just how I do my squats. And for the sumo deadlift, working specifically with sumo, it's more specifically just pulling off the ground. But just to give you like a small spoiler alert, I've reintroduced hook grip. So we're going to be focusing on not tearing our thumbs and kind of working back into position, because how I set up with hook grip is obviously different with how I set up for straps, but I do my best to kind of replicate it. But straps do slow me down, and with hook grip, I can pull a lot faster, get in my setup, work on the speed, form, and technique as usual. But I'll go more into depth with this training vlog and the voiceover. So let's get to week 1 and see how this week went. All right, max effort Monday. This day's variation was conventional. I know, conventional. 3-inch blocks for a top set of 5. Decided just to go with conventional, just to change it up just a little bit. Top set of 5 so I don't fatigue and destroy myself my first week back to training. Consider this like an overload technique, but also trying to undershoot in a way with the top set of 5, which is like roughly like 80 to 85% of a true 1 rep max, especially on a conventional 3-inch block. Going to the session, I was super tired. My sleep was terrible that night, only getting like 5 to 6 hours for whatever reason. Kept getting up to go to the bathroom, which was very annoying, and just kept looking at the time and just thinking to myself, wow, 5 hours of sleep, I'm never going to go back to sleep. And that didn't happen, because I train normally around 8 o'clock, and I just said, whatever, screw it, it's 6 o'clock, I'm going to get up right now. So this is what I got for my top set, 365 pounds for a top set of 5, and I'll let you guys witness it to see how it moved. But I think it moved okay, especially with how I slept, and the warm-ups were feeling okay, but I feel like I could have got a little bit more if I got more rest. But I'm going to take that 365 pounds and take that W, and hopefully I can increase it the next training cycle. Follow that up with some front squats for sets of 5 at 185 pounds. I'm not normally a crossover type person for front squats. I like my elbows in front like Olympic style, but I felt more in control doing it this way, so that's kind of why I crossed over, and just to change it up to see if I like it going forward. But I like it for rep work instead of top set work. I don't know. It felt weird the next day. It felt like my biceps were going to explode. But I don't know. It felt nice, but it also didn't feel nice. I'll fix it or whatever. I don't know. Next up, more bodybuilding stuff. Sumo stiff leg deadlifts at 235 pounds for sets of 6. So I left it from the previous week of the deload week, 235 pounds, and hopefully I can increase it this training cycle. So that's a little exciting. Sumo stiff leg deadlifts are getting a little bit stronger, and then I superset that with some hanging leg raises, just really trying to hammer out my abs, and also it helps with decompressing the spine, so I really like these for core. And then we did some elevated barbell rows. You don't have to do this. I just tried to get more of a range of motion within the row. So I kind of stood on a little box there, if you will, or a block. See if I can get more of a stretch at the bottom, and pulling and controlling the eccentric, elbow straight back, trying to keep a nice neutral spine. And hopefully I can get stronger as I increase the range of motion. And then we on to day 2. Day 2, max effort upper. This day's variation was close grip versus black bands for a top set of 1. Not too sure what the accommodating resistance in pounds is. I'm estimating between 60 to 100 pounds, but it doesn't really matter. You just want accommodating resistance. Now, leading into my top set, I was actually super amped I woke up, felt good. Quantity and quality of my sleep has gone through the roof, probably because I'm getting like 9 hours. And also, I was resting a little bit longer in between my sets. 3 to 5 minutes is usually what I hang around. But today, or that day, I was hanging around 5 minutes and maybe a little bit longer. And my warm-ups were just moving. So I was super happy with that. And probably that's what led to my top set of 180 pounds moving as smooth as it did. So I'm super happy with that. Follow that up with some comp grip feet up for sets of 5 at 140 pounds. Trying to keep my specificity for comp grip as I lead into kind of maxing it out in the next couple weeks. So let's see where that goes. Followed it up with some dumbbell press at 65 pounds, keeping the weight the same. But I programmed sets of 8, but this day I got sets of 10. I'm trying to really push the RIR a little bit more, or RPE, around 8, reps in reserve around 2. So like I said, I was feeling really strong this day. I was feeling amped, and I wanted to say I don't want 8. I wanted to go for like 10, maybe 12. So hopefully at the end of the cycle, I can either up the weight a little bit more, or hopefully I can get 12 to 15. I don't know. I'm a little excited. Let's see how it goes. And after dumbbell press, we hit some pull-ups and other accessories. But with these pull-ups, I programmed 6. I wanted to push the envelope just like my dumbbell press, and I ended up getting 7, so I'm super happy with that. Hopefully I can get sets of 10 by the end of the training cycle, maybe get a dip belt, and I can up the reps on these as well. So hopefully all my accessories go up in reps or weight, and maybe if I'm feeling daring, we can add some sets, but that'll be for the next training cycle. But for now, we on to day 3. Let's do it. All right, dynamic effort lower. This day's variation, this training cycle's variation, is high bar pause squats for sets of 2. This day was at 235 pounds. Trying to focus on pausing at the bottom. Maybe I'll try to pause a little bit longer in the next couple weeks, and hopefully this has nice carryover to my main competition style squats. So like at the beginning, I said that I like to work from the worst or the weakest to the strongest and easiest. So high bar pause squats to my low bar competition style squats. So we got the front squats out of the way. Now we're on the high bar variation, and then next will be low bar variation. And hopefully this has nice carryover and I got a little bit stronger. I've done this macro cycle in the past and I had some great results. So hopefully I can replicate that once again. So I'm excited for that. Let's see how it goes. Next up, we did some sumo deadlifts for singles at 335 pounds. Like I said at the beginning, I'm trying not to use straps anymore. I brought hook grip back into the mix. So if you kind of followed along, I'm a little bit slower with straps because you have to kind of set it up, set your body, and then pull. Whereas here with hook grip, all I have to do is take a nice deep breath in, set my thumbs, and rip it off the ground. And hopefully I don't tear my thumbs in the process. So I'm excited for that. Hopefully I can find my groove once again with hook grip, build the calluses once again. I haven't pulled hook grip in probably about 6 months, so we'll see how that goes in the next training cycle with more sumo deadlifts. After sumo, bodybuilding, conventional stiff leg deadlifts for sets of 8 at 185 pounds. So slowly upping the weight, keeping the reps relatively the same, focusing on slow eccentric. I put my belt on there so I can brace my core a little bit easier, focusing on the nice stretch in the hamstrings, trying to pause at the bottom, get as much stretch as I can, and hopefully I can up these weights over time, which hopefully I programmed for, and try to get to 225 pounds. That's a nice little goal, 225 for sets of 8. I feel like if I go any more for reps, my back does get fatigued. So let's go for 225 stiff leg deadlifts. And after stiff leg deadlifts, we programmed, or we meaning me, Pendlay rows. I programmed sets of 8 for these, but I was feeling good, so I'm trying to push my accessories a little bit more. And I got sets of 10, which I'm happy about, so hopefully I can get stronger on these Pendlay rows and all my other accessories. But for now, let's just see how the progress goes throughout the coming weeks. And now we on to day 4, dynamic effort upper. Dynamic effort upper. This day's variation is actually my main grip. It's my main competition style grip. So it is pinky on the ring. Sets of 3 at 165 pounds. Just like I said at the beginning, I like to test my competition style bench between 9 to 12 weeks, maybe a little bit longer, just to kind of have a new baseline strength and number for the next macro cycle. And I think it works out great, just like every 9 to 12 weeks, test my bench, see where I'm at, see if I got stronger, and I can kind of look back and figure out what I did right and what I did wrong. So I'm excited to test my strength within the next couple weeks or so, see if I got stronger, see if I got weaker, or see if I stayed relatively the same. After comp grip, I did closest grip 2 board, sets of 5 at 145 pounds. Once again, my tricep and lockout strength is not that good, so we're doing everything in our power to get a better lockout, tricep strength, even building the triceps if we can. And I swear, I'm coming for that 275 pound bench. After that, more bodybuilding, incline dumbbell press for sets of 10 at 50 pounds. So I programmed 8, and I'm really trying to push my accessories, like I said, trying to hit that RPE 8, reps in reserve 2, towards failure in a way. And that's what I'm trying to do going forward for mostly all my accessories in the next few weeks. But for now, that's week 1 wrapped up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next week for week 2. Peace.